My beautiful stars, reading time. I want to get these first. I want to see main collective, what your main focus is right now. All right. So we've got addictions. You could be fighting some addictions, especially with cosmic healing. Maybe you actually have some certain habits in your life that you're wanting to give up. First card, right collective. This is a focus for you. Telepathy. Or you could be having a really addicted thought pattern to someone right now. You could feel like you're telepathically connected to someone, and especially if you have an intensity of emotion right now, or you're thinking a lot about someone, you could be questioning if this is your thought pattern or if this is you're thinking about it so much because they're thinking about you. I'm hearing two for that, especially with telepathy here. I do think the right collective, there's certain things in your life you know you need to kind of restructure. Even if it's just eating habits, or I feel this is something that maybe you've been pushing off for a while, but I also think right now the right collective, you're in some sort of addictive thought pattern, obsessive thought pattern. All right, you're going over distance, emotional distance with someone. Maybe the person you think you're physically connected to, you could actually have physical distance between you guys. But this is maybe where your fixation is, hoping for action. 3, 2, 1 action, but also taking action in your own life to make changes. I always say those things we get inspired action, intuition to do, and we're like, oh, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, you're avoiding it. So the right collective, yes, you could be thinking of action to do with someone else, but I do think you yourself need to start taking some action in your life, and instead of ignoring your intuition, start following it. Especially, just side note, let's say you do struggle with maybe some substance issues, or even if it's just drinking, and you know you can have a very kind of tunnel vision thought pattern, like you can fixate, you can turn that fixation into obsession. I always say this kind of stuff doesn't help overthinking mind and over-processing mind. Chaos. This is an important detail for the right collective. 1, the emotion, and 2, whatever you're doing to subside or not desanitize from the emotion might work in the moment, but whenever you're suppressing something, you're not getting rid of it, you're accumulating it internally. Cosmic healing through karmic, so decisions. This is karmic energy, so we talk about shadow all the time, and unfortunately, especially if you know you've got an addictive thought pattern, this would be something bound to your armor that needs to shift, that creates ups and downs in your life. Okay. Can I be honest? This isn't just you thinking about somebody. This is also you thinking about yourself and certain decisions you need to take. This cosmic healing, I think, is really coming through your personal decision, your own internal red flags. Even if it is just the addictive thought pattern, you're very aware of your energy. I can't see how you think, if you think you're telepathically connected to someone, thinking they're going to act or close in the distance, I don't think you're seeing them as a red flag. I guess you could be a little bit, but I think this is more about you. The only card here that makes me think you're even thinking about someone is this, and the distance. I actually think these, like I said, you're going more within this collective. It's nice. Divinely protected. So whoever is on your mind, I do think you think this is a protected connection. I want one more for that. Whoever's on your mind, you find inspiration from. So I can't see you seeing them as a red flag. They've clearly connected you to your divine energy. Distance. Okay, so there has been rejection. But again, if anything, I think when it comes to the red flags, you question internally about your own obsessive thinking. But there's definitely emotional and even physical distance here with this collective. I'm hearing both for that. Action. Stop pushing away your intuition, psychic abilities. I think that's more the other deviation. You could think there's action around you right now. You could be thinking that there could be a little bit of movement, but I more think you need to start making actions. Better organization, better routine, giving up certain things that, hold you back emotionally. I actually want to get, I got these yesterday. I want to get one for you guys. Oh, they're falling. Oh, I knew that. Hold on. Okay. It's activating in your shadow right now. It's so funny. This was the first card for yesterday's collective on TikTok. Okay, so right now, there's certain things, and it's funny because it's fear of abandonment, shame, and mask, right? But I find a lot of people that struggle with abandonment, you guys do have an addictive thought pattern. And in a really odd way, you've become it's more of a habit you've created in your life. People that struggle with abandonment, they can really be change resistant. When they sit in comfort, it's like, what they think is comfort, it's really hard for them to make changes. And I feel this collective, it's like these little things that you need to do, even though it's not the best for you and your health, it's like you make excuses, or you make yourself believe you're not strong enough to do it, especially if it is like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I don't want to go through that feeling, I don't want to feel the anxiety of having to give that up. Whatever it is, it's coming from your abandonment, your change resistant energy. And especially this, I think you do have, I don't want to say shame, but I think you do the things you do to mask some emotion that you have. Okay, it's like you think it's helping you, but it's shackling you to a version you're not proud of. This just confirms these red flags for the right collective. It's your own internal things that are holding you back. And abandonment, trauma, and it affects so many areas of our life. And truly, I think this can create such an addictive thought pattern in people. I know a lot of people say you should replace an addiction with another addiction. I find a lot of people that give up certain things, will replace it with fitness. I find that happens a lot, and I don't think it's the best thing to replace an addiction with another addiction, because you're not really healing your addictive thought pattern. But I think a good way for this collective to maybe look at the things you're unfortunately putting on hold for changing, is it coming from a place of comfort? Is what the reason you're not just jumping in and doing it and putting yourself through? And if it is actual substances, the first few weeks are going to be hard, yes, but that's all it is. It's just the first few weeks to really start changing the direction in your life. Because I think it's just become a habit. It's become part of your daily routine. And again, habit and comfort makes you feel safe, if you know it or not. Let's get one more for you guys. Could have a bit of imposter syndrome. So maybe you've just started a new job, or you're in some form of field that you don't see yourself properly. You could be comparing yourself to other people right now. If you're in a saturated field, you could be getting triggered with envy and jealousy and not really understand why that's happening. I always say imposter syndrome's a funny thing because it's kind of that energy, small fish in a big pond. It's like you haven't learned everything you need to learn to be able to feel very secure in your teachings or whatever environment that you're in. So you do get a bit of this. And then you start to compare and you start to be hard on yourself and you start to question if you're good enough. And this is not good, my angels. But I will say, you're very aware of how you're feeling right now. I want one more for this imposter syndrome. Fear of change. Didn't I say? There's a fear of change here. So, okay. Comparison and envy. That's what, okay. Whatever you're doing with, I think you have fear of change of all things. Let's be real. But literally comparison and envy. That's what I heard with this. I heard fear of change with your abandonment, your addictions, right? But I do think it all ties in now that I'm seeing this. Whatever you do that you're feeling like an imposter with, deep down in your soul, you know something needs to change, but it's become comfortable. So even though deep set in your soul, you have moments of comparison and envy because your inner soul knows something needs to change, but you're holding it off because again, you get comfortable, right? Back to this fear of abandonment. There is something here. Don't make it fit. You would get so triggered that are in the same field as you. Whatever you do that you have imposter syndrome, I'm seeing someone scrolling online and just getting really like literally comparing, or you get triggered, or you might block a lot of people. You could think a lot of people copy you. It's like there's something here deep within. Actually, I don't even know if you would know that it needs to change because you have such a fear of it. But this, right, collective, whatever this is, you're stuck. You'd be getting obstacles. The universe, especially, I'm just going to use social media as an example. If you're on social media and no matter how much you post, no matter how consistent you are, no matter what you're doing, you're just not seeing any of the fruits of your labor, and you're a truly gifted person, like you're connected and you're truly a divine being. I always say when we're doing the right thing, we'll get blessings pretty much straight away in time. Yes, our commitment gets tested. They always give us little trickles of influx. If you just feel like you are banging your head against the wall, but you're refusing to create change because now you've become comfortable, this is something you need to be honest with yourself with. If you're feeling like an imposter, that's something in the background that's creating an energy block. So if you're trying to do something you don't have enough experience with, but you're presenting like you're the most experienced person in the world, I went to block then. You're lying to yourself and you know it. And this would add to the shame because you are wearing a bit of a mask. I'm only saying this because I love you guys. Just ripping off the Band-Aid. You see it online. A lot of people come online, and I'm just going to use our field as an example. And I always tell you guys, especially people that coming out of their dormant vessel, you're tapping into your abilities. You're so powerful. But not all of you guys, but a lot of you guys, and there's a reason this is coming to my mind. You jump online and you present like you're the most experienced person in the world. You jump online and you're not your authentic self. And it's because maybe you're scared of the judgment or I don't think, maybe a handful of people I've seen online that just own their new abilities. I've just activated, or I've just done this, and and the community they build through their authenticity, because there's so many people that are just starting to activate in life. It's like they're proud that they've just activated. But then you see the people that come online, unfortunately, and You've just activated, but you present like you've been doing this for years, and experienced people can see right through it. So straight away you're labeled as inauthentic, and your energy wouldn't align the right way, because that's not the collective you're meant to reach. You're meant to reach the people that are going through your journey. This is coming to my mind for a reason for this collective. Because if you suffer with this, you're not showing your true self. Very specific collective, but I can see why here. Let's get a message from the universe for you. This reading's taking a little bit of a turn. All right, I just want to get your tarot quickly. Then I want to get our beautiful Intuit oracles. All right, this beautiful collective. All right, so your first card is Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is going to be a hard reading for the right collective, because the sad thing is I don't think you're doing it from a... Well, it would be. If you're presenting someone you're not truly, it is coming from a little bit of a deceitful outlook. So you've got to ask yourself, because I talk about projection and who we are as a person we'll call in. Now, you do have someone on your mind. I'm just going to use this as an example. You've got someone on your mind that you feel rejected by, that there's distance. And don't just put it in that category, but are you someone that's very aware of people when they're deceitful, they're dishonest, is trust? Are you one of those people that can't stand liars, right? I'm not saying you're a liar, but I always say when we project something out, even if it's just a little bit, we'll get that lesson times in 100. So if you are someone that's always triggered by people's dishonesty, in a really odd way, you are being but you're being dishonest with the way that you present to the world, right? For the right collective. Don't make it fit. But this reevaluating, misinformation, blocked communication, clouded judgment, hostility. I just feel this collective, you are still someone so aware of everybody else. You've got such a great understanding of the human condition, but maybe sometimes that understanding you have of the human condition, you need to apply to yourself. I'm saying this from a place of love, because I love you guys. Six of Cups, yes, you got a soulmate energy on your mind. But here, this is what it is. There's a reason I use every example as well. Right now, Ace of Swords in reverse, High Priestess in reverse, feeling disconnected, but suppressed intuition, secrets, missing information, isolation, feeling like you're being kept in the dark. So again, what you need to work on internally, because these are things you're doing to yourself, believe it or not, right? But you think this is external, and I guarantee you think this is the behavior coming from the person connected to your soul when it's your, because I also see this as childhood wounding. This is something you're wounding, your own red flags, your own karmic energy that needs to be reflected on. Right, collective, this will be pennies, okay? You know, this is finding you because there's clearly something the universe wants to open those floodgates to you. You would be such a beautiful, powerful person if you've been activated in this world. And I have to make it clear, it's not coming from, I don't think you're a liar, liar, pants on fire. I think it's more of a pride ego thing. I think it's more you're someone, you either struggle with rejection trauma, you don't like to feel shamed and blamed, you don't like to be criticized, this is why you put on this mask, right? And you would know this in your normal life, right? So if, let's say your day-to-day life, you always have a public persona on. You need to present like everything's all put together. You don't let people in on your grievances. You're someone, it's very hard for you to bring your own mask down in life, right? I always say the harder the lesson to see, the bigger the lesson learned. So if you're constantly attracting in people that you think are like this, what are you doing yourself? Deep in your core, you know you feel disconnected because you're not being true to you. And I promise you, you'll forever feel like you have imposter syndrome if you're trying to teach or be something, someone that you aren't. And even if it's, you'll always question, you'll always compare, and you'll always be getting your envy and stuff activated. If deep in your soul and the right collective, you know it, start making changes. It's never too late to make changes. All right. So you don't see this cosmic card, although maybe the last month this has really been weighing heavy on you and you just haven't seen the emotion too clearly. But I do think by the next month, next full moon, there's some emotional awareness through an emotional climax that's coming. Okay, they're telling you need to move on. You need to complete this cycle and start your right cycle. You know, I always talk about those red flags, and we get intuition to make change, and when we're really powerful and we've got something to achieve, if we keep ignoring those red flags, the universe will create that moment for us to redirect us on the path that we need to be on. So I always say, be ahead of your tower. But if they're wanting you to move on from something that's holding you back from the floodgates they want to give you, be ahead of it. Start making the changes. Okay, so you're focusing on heartbreak. You're focusing on someone manipulating you. And again, I want to make it clear, I don't think you're a manipulator. I don't think this is coming from a malicious thing. It really is to do with you don't like to be judged. You like to, I explained it before, but this is what I mean about projection. We can do it this much and we get the lesson in times 100. And this collective, you clearly have an issue with dishonesty in people, okay? But you've had your heart broken, you feel like you've been feel like you've had revoked offers, it's created obsession. We went over that before. Ace of Swords in reverse. You got both of my divine feminines here, by the way. So you're not, this is you. This is the power of you. But you need to believe in yourself. So this is where you're blocked. That should have come up in reverse, like this one. You're not just, you've got a beautiful earthly balance and a beautiful spirit. You're literally the bridge between two worlds. I say the Empress is the divine feminine of the earthly plane. The High Priestess is the divine feminine of the spiritual plane. Okay, you got both of them here. So that means you're powerful, but you need to believe in you. You know, I say this a lot in personals. Remember, you are someone exceptional, but not because people say you are. That means you're a little bit of a people pleaser. You seek the compliments, you like the compliments, and check, especially if you are on social media. You're always looking at your comments, your likes, you're getting frustrated when it's like you seek too much outside validation. That's not good. But this needs to be balanced. It's really sad because I think the blocks you're facing in your life, especially with whatever path, even love, you're just taking it to, I just need to be still. I don't chase, I attract. It'll all fall into place. This isn't just a collective getting your commitment tested. You've had halts for a long time. They're showing you something's not right. This isn't just about keep doing the same thing. It's off balance. I love you guys. It can be confusing because it's a long journey, this, and I do say your commitment gets tested, but you can see the difference between when it's just getting tested, because whatever path you're on, it's still growing, it's still flourishing, it's still blossoming even when there's standstills. If it's just constantly whatever you're focusing on is at a complete halt and there's been no movement in the right progressively, something's not right here. Okay, they're wanting you to shift things. You need more balance in your life too. Six of Cups. And again, you need to adapt. You need to create change. You need to adapt to something new. this is, I just want to confirm how powerful you are. You need to start believing this, right? So internally, when you're not sitting in the box of the emotion, you understand, but it's like you don't want to face your intuition because you're scared of change. You love your comfort. This is on YouTube. You will be watching the whole thing if you're still here. But right now, I think you're so out, like you're in the box of emotion. So when it comes to this Six of Cups, you're feeling inadequate. It's affecting your self-esteem. You're full of self-doubt. Okay, this makes you feel like you're weak here. This is, I promise you, this has got nothing to do with love. Okay, but what our brain tells us to be real, we believe. There's so much that needs to change, but you think as a collective, it's your heart space that, oh my God, it cut off. I think that cut off for a reason, that one. I sometimes forget. I'm an Aquarius. I've got a lot of air in my chart. And I can sometimes be forthright, but I just want you guys to know it comes from a genuine place and a place of no judgment. I just want to make that clear. But I think I saw the Ten of Cups came out in reverse underneath this High Priestess in reverse. And what I was saying just before, I don't know if the part picked it up, but I was just thinking this collective, you can get a little bit confused from your internal because unfortunately, I was saying, I think you might think every other area of your life, like your income, like your home life, is quite stable. But then as soon as I said that, the Ten of Cups came out in reverse. So this is about a false sense of security. So again, and this is what you're disconnected with. So I don't know if you've got another maybe stream of income, and what should be your path is more of just a hobby right now, or it's more of a side hustle. But this is meant to be your true path in life. So you clearly know there's some blocks. Like, you're not silly. You clearly know there's some blocks, but I think the right collective, I'm going to say it again, I think you think all your uncertainty comes from your heart space. But right now, whatever foundation you have in your life, it's imbalanced. It's misaligned, especially with your High Priestess. You're misaligned with your right energy right now. False sense of security, inauthentic relationships, discord, broken. Just remember, another big thing is your true authenticity. You will always have a little bit of a seed of imposter syndrome until you're being your authentic self. Just remember that, okay? This is something you repeat. So this is what they want to close this out of you. Okay, this emotional awareness, emotional climax, so you can move on and complete this cycle. This is something you do in life a lot, and I felt that. I don't think it's just for your job. You just always have this, but remember you're shackled to your own mask. Learn from the past. I don't want to say underachiever, because I think that's what gets you upset. You want to be achieving more. But again, they put these roadblocks up for a reason. There's not the right things in place. I don't want to say you're going to get bad news, but I did say you got to be ahead of your tower a little bit here. There's some goals you need to put into place. And do that for your spirit team. Okay, if you're on the fence about making change, because they're there to help you and guide you, say, okay, I'm going to go for the next 6 weeks doing the exact same thing I'm doing. If this is not meant to be, keep me stuck. In 6 weeks, if I'm still stuck, I will change my direction. Direct them. Or however many weeks. Give them a direction. If it's what you're meant to be doing, they'll show you a sign to keep going. Okay? Let it be they grant you a little bit of an influx of money, but if you give them that allocation, right, and if anything it stays stuck or gets progressively worse, they're literally showing you, we've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, okay? Put some little goals in place, short term, mid-term, long term. If you're not knocking the, and the thing is, I had a collective here, I think it was last week. It's the right path. It just needs some adjustments. That's all. It just needs some adjustments. Remember who you are. All right, this Heartbreak. It was meant to teach you your power and your magic, but there could have been another energy involved here as well, that sometimes weighs you down. But let's take that. I just feel you need more confidence in you, right? Rejection is protection, literally. This right now should not be a focus. For the right collective, let's not focus on this. Because I promise you, and I see this so much in personals, and I say this to you guys all the time, I will have someone come to see me wanting a love reading. When I tap into your meditation, you have pentacles everywhere, which means pentacles is what stabilizes and grounds us, right? So it's either job changes or influx, decrease of money, things to do with family, things to do with trauma, let it be having to move. It's like, this is what's actually making you like this. But because you've got an unhealed heart space, you think all your anxiety is coming from your heart, when it's your pentacles that need to be grounded. And it's reminding me of this collective. I think you think all of your pain and uncertainty comes from this, and I'm not saying a bit of it doesn't, but if you're this powerful, what you need to stabilize and ground yourself is actually what is setting you in high alert, believe it or not. Okay, let's get her upright. That being upright, what does that make you? Unstoppable. Force to be reckoned with. Just saying. Powerful. Alright, let's get a message from our beautiful Intuit oracles for you. I want to get you an acrotype as well. I just noticed my candle just completely has melted crazy and very quickly. That's not a good sign. But look at the shape it's made. Can you see that? It's like a, look at that. That has, and this room is still, what picture do you see? It's like a person, isn't it? I see like a person sipping out of a fountain, like a waterfall. What do you guys see? Maybe you need to do a water fast. Spiritually connect right now. If you get, and then up the top, there's a little picture as well. Or it's like a mermaid underneath a waterfall. Maybe you really resonate with sirens. Sorry. I can't believe how quick that burned. That's a picture for you guys. Just saying. And if you connect to sirens, powerful voice. Just saying. It's your comparison and envy. So again, you think maybe your comparison and envy is probably coming from the heart space, but also whatever you do work-wise. Third person, another person, someone else is influencing this. Love triangle, stranger, outside party, third wheel, too many people. Number 18. Marriage, there could be some form of marriage involved here, or proposal, engagement, either that you shared with this person. You could be someone going through a transition of a long-term connection as well. Proposal, engagement, agreement, next level, promise, partnership, statement of intent, marriage and union. But again, especially with what, you need, I was just about to say, especially with the theme of everything, and this was the theme of your first deck. We only had a couple cards there of someone else on your mind. Beautiful. When we got into this, there was only a couple cards here of someone else on your mind. Same thing here. First two cards, And of course, the heart space, I get it. It's very emotional. When we're focusing on it, sometimes it can distract us from other areas. You need to believe in your potential right now. You need more self-belief. You need to understand your strength and your infinite potential. Focusing on this shit would make anyone question themselves. And this collective, you have a real issue with comparison and envy. Don't make it fear. So why keep focusing on it? You're taking your self-belief away. Saying you need to call on your strength right now. And remember your potential. Remember, she's a female magician taming that ferocious lion within. She can do anything. Remember who you are. You wouldn't be granted this journey if, one, your soul couldn't handle it. Two, you weren't meant to do amazing, big things. Remember that. Blood of fire and steel. You could be a Leo. Or you did get Queen of Wands too, or someone on your mind could be a Leo. Although I do think that, oh my God, truth, crows, they could be a sign for you. You're very magical and powerful, but there's certain memories and remembering that's going on right now, but a new event or happening. You're a clever problem solver, but observant. Could have a lot of signs around you right now. Number 22. But that could be an allocated sign. Crows could be an allocated sign for something. So I'm hearing that for a reason. Rebirth. This is reminding me of that emotional climax that's on the way. Sad thing is, I think this collective, you think you've been going through a rebirth. And I think you would have gone through multiple. But I don't think I think you're about to go through another cocoon phase. I think they're preparing you and showing you what needs to shift. But they're about to activate an emotional climax. And I always say, when divine intervention to alter us back on the right path or stop something happening that was not meant to be on our path or something to do with divine timing, it normally comes from some form of emotional ignition to make us aware enough to really go within and change certain things. Now, I think you've been through many rebirths, but I do think this collective, you've got a powerful one coming up, okay? To help you. It's like you would say that you're connected and but it's like you don't believe it. That's what the sad thing is. And then you say it, but then you don't believe it. And this is why you keep comparing. No one is you. And you are no one. Like else. I mean, we're all one of a kind. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Envy, comparison. Ugh. It's not good. You're special. But you need to believe you're special. Third party. Oh, move on from this one. That's what I felt. It's time. The ship has sailed. Stop stressing about that. You're going places. Big places. Adventure vehicle. You could be planning a trip because you did get distance come out as well. Or moving or something. Go with the wind. I just heard that Dirty Dancing song. She's like the wind. Travel overseas. Maybe you need a holiday. 10th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 10th, or 18th of the 10th, 18th of the 3rd. Birthday memory. Okay, so that's what I was on the fence with this. So, there could be something to do with children and a longer term connection. But when it comes to this, I do think you've got like new love on the horizon, but I also think there's a restart of love. This is about new beginnings, something brand new, carefree, inexperienced, a new perspective. So there's something about here. I don't want to say you're inexperienced when it comes to marriage and union. I feel like you've had a marriage, but there is something here. I want one more for this. There's something developing, I believe. There's something new coming, but I also think there was something old here that you're still having to get through. Okay, there's something developing here. Let's get one more. And there's something you need to let go of. That's what I feel. So you've got no, let it be, over, break up, and then you've got something developing. Don't make it fit. Important detail. There could be children involved. I think something needs to be removed, perspective, to create a new perspective. And I do think there's inexperience with something in one of these love things. Okay. That could activate a little bit of your... No, I don't know what I was going to say that. Okay, so we've got detached, go within, silence, rest, self-reflect, celebration, thinking it's over, the end, let it be. And then we've got something developing. Okay. All right. Strength. Mask, yours. Sorry, love ya. This is you, believing in yourself. It's really sad because this collective, you don't... Everything I say in a reading is so important. And I really don't think you're coming from a malicious place. I think you just hate being judged. I think you... And it's something you need to go within with. If you're presenting to be someone you're not, for the sake of how other people are going to perceive you, you're wearing a mask. There's something here. You're putting on a performance. You're putting on a show. They're saying, you understand yourself. There is no one like you. This world needs you. Stop trying to be someone you're not. You'll never connect to the right path until you're proud of who you are. I talk about this all the time. So, of course, because your soul is craving this, and this makes sense. This is why you think other people wear a mask. Other people are Ace of Swords in reverse for you. Other people are High Priestess, because you're doing it yourself, but in your own right. But you're so in the box with the emotion. Disguise, conceal, because it's your ego, it's your pride. That's where it comes from. Your projection, hidden motives, your persona. And I kept saying, this collective, you have a public persona, okay? Your presentation, theater, performance, putting on a show. Oh. But you're a witch. Oh my God. You literally got my witchy poo card with my crow card. I hope you're not doing spell work. If it's for yourself, beautiful. But everyone's got their own belief on that. So I don't even like talking about it online because I just feel... Anyway. You, clearly powerful. Okay, but it is a card of spell work and potions. But let's go into this magical and powerful. You've got to break things down, make something. There's something you need to alchemize. This says making something else, but it's not making something else. It's just something you need to alter a bit. But 22nd of the 10th, 14th of the 8th, birthday memory, rebirth. You're powerful. And you got the Empress and the... I can't believe you just got those two, one after another. Force to be reckoned with. Believe in yourself. But through this, the time has come for this. But it's to open the floodgates. Okay, culmination of effort, completion, abundance, fulfillment, release, fruits of labor, focusing on your needs, moving on to prepare for the right harvest season. The time has come. The book, go to page 1026, see what you're pulled to, read the first line, see what your angels say to you. Okay. It's mystery is meant to unfold for you. They just want some little alterations. I had a collective here. This is reminding me so much of a collective I did last week. It wouldn't surprise me if it's the same collective. I just feel it's the same energy. I just want to get you an archetype card quickly. All right, what energy are you now? I love these cards. They're really awkward to shuffle. What energy are you now? Oh, we'll get that one. And what are they wanting you to transition into? Actually, let's get this one first. The flame. Truth. All right, let's read it. Hold on. Okay, the flame, the fire, the spark, the glimmer. I can't say that word. Don't judge me. The word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose, which I think you are connected. It just needs a bit of shift. And sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. So remember, you're feeling really disconnected right now. I don't think it's that you don't feel it. Empress, High Priestess, like, geez Louise, it's just that High Priestess is in reverse at the moment. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame. No matter how harshly the winds are around you, or how harshly the winds around you blow, winds of change, it could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It's likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of this flame. When light, health, mental clarity, good digestion. Maybe you've got bad digestion right now. Maybe your tummy's sore. Or you've been bloating a lot. So that just came to my mind. I've been bloating a lot. When dark accesses heat and anger and feels like you're in darkness. Okay, let's see what you're transitioning into. I want one more for this flame. Sorry, I want one more. One more. The Mystic! Oh, stop it. Literally, it's pairing card. Oh. This... And that's the theme of this. You need to believe in yourself. This would all change if you just were your authentic self. And if it's that you've just... The biggest thing is this... Don't try and be someone you're not. And let's go back to that example. Because like I said, everything I say is for a reason. If you are only just coming out of your dormancy and you are this powerful... People need to understand they can find their power when they activate. You could really be a valid key for people that are just coming into activation and helping them with their self-doubt. Is very powerful. I want to read this mystic to you. The seeker, the light worker, the dreamer. Truth. The mystic is often misunderstood in our culture, depicted as a wandering or light-hearted daydreamer. Yet, like Shiva, the true mystic plays a critical role in society, remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation. In order to save the earth from darkness, Shiva swallows the poison of the world. That reminds me of the vulture card. World, and holds it in his throat, slowly transmuting the liquid into nectar. And this is maybe why you have a bit of imposter syndrome. I talk about it all the time. You cannot transmute and alchemize and relay a healing message if you have not experienced what you're transmuting. And this is why true healers my eyeballs have been on. You've had so much trauma. If you have not gone through what you're teaching or what you're talking about, be proud of who you are, okay? Be proud of who you are. This is the work of the mystic. They do not fear darkness, but rather sit in the presence of it, harness the potential and latent energy behind it, and embed it with light. They are patient, they are prudent, they are change makers, seeking growth above all else. Unanswerable questions are the mystic's lifeblood. The mystic revels in the mystery, in the great riddle of life, dancing with the forces of light and dark upon its wings. You're a remover of darkness when you're in light. You're a visionary, ageless. When you're in dark, you expect results. You seek attention and recognition. What's been the theme of this for the right? That's been happening so much of recent. You're not in your light right now. This is what's keeping you. That one line there, that's exactly where we're kind of stuck here. Be proud of the real you. It's my message for you. Okay, one more. What they're wanting you. You're meant to be. This is what they're trying to transition you into, the mentor. It's like you're trying to take the role of the mentor now, but you're still just the student. Right, collective, this will make sense. I'm hearing that line. You've got to learn to be the student as well as the teacher. They're trying to transition you into being a mentor for the world around you. Where did that go? Hold on, way too many. I feel like I should be reading that mentor one. That is what I think I should be reading. Where did that go? Did I put it back in? I was too busy talking. Oh my God, did you see it want to come out again? Did you see that? I'm reading it. It's meant to be the mentor. Owls, they could be important for you too. And we split it on it. Magic. The teacher, the sage, the guru. This is what you're transitioning into. You need to be proud of this first. Okay. It is said that the cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like great illuminated waterfall. And stop it. Did I not just say with that candle, it looked like a siren drinking from a waterfall? Yo! And that was a lilac candle too. Clarity, knowing. This card can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from the focused stream. So right now, it's broken off now, but that part, that was you. Didn't I say it looks like you were sipping from a waterfall? So they're saying the student sips from the stream. Your claircognizance. You need to strengthen your line to source. You're a pioneer. This is so the other collective. You're not meant to fit in, and you're trying too hard to fit in. Love ya. I hope that's not coming out. It's literally coming from a place of love. You're great. The world needs you. Focused on the stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student. Whether pleasant or painful, the mentor may appear aloof or unavailable, harsh, tender, humorous, or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids in the elevation of consciousness. So wait a second, right? This is actually... remember we literally just said with with this. How can you transmute and alchemize if you have not gone through it? There is something here, right? Because this is them teaching the student, making them sip out of the thing. But sometimes they may present aloof, unavailable, harsh, tender. These are things that you're meant to be proud of, because this is part of what you're meant to help people through. But it's like the things that people that align to your soul, right? Oh, the right collective, this will make sense. I think right now you're trying to put out into the world things that maybe you haven't completely gone through, right? So it's like you're trying to teach things that you haven't, and not that you haven't completely gone through, but it's like I don't know if you're trying to regurgitate a little bit of the info or other people's spiritual teachings around you, right? But the things with you, the way you can shut down your public persona, some of your rigid system beliefs, your black and white thinking, transitioning from a black and white mind to a bloody remember the Empress High Priestess deviation. People need advice on this. The things that you've been through, are the things that you're meant to resonate. And that's where your soul, they're the people that are going to come out because they need guidance to break free from it themselves. But it's like this collective, I really think you're just only been activated over the past few years. You're trying to act like you're this spiritual master, right? But the thing is, it's not finding the collective it's meant to, because there's actually people out there that whoever's presenting in their authentic way and have had a lot more spiritual experience, they're going to align to them. Right, collective, this will make sense. Whereas if you can just be proud of who you are and what you're overcoming, they're the things you're going to transmute. They're the things you're going to turn into liquid gold and nectar. They're the things that are going to make you successful. Do you know what I'm saying? If you have tapped into your gifts later on in life and you are this powerful, you can teach people they can be this powerful. You need to be proud of it. This right collective, it's the fear of judgment and criticism and not being liked, or this is why you keep getting blocked. Don't make it fit. Because as I'm reading this is like, I said it before, it would be hard for you to, you've got to put logic on everything. That's a hard thing to overcome. You're meant to teach people that go through the same thing. Anyway, their gift is to know what serves the soul. Where are we up to? Soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids the elevation of consciousness. Which then, if you're meant to aid the elevation of consciousness, you've activated at a later age. Huge confirmation, because you're meant to elevate the people that are activating at a later age. But this collective, you're not proud of it. Sorry. It's all making sense. Anytime the mentor forgets his humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the acrotite falls into the shadow. Again, you're trying to be the master before you're ready to be the master. And that's why you keep falling into the shadow. You've got to be that little siren drinking from the fountain, the waterfall. When in light, focus, clear, bright, always remains a student. And, and I say this all the time about, so unfortunate, there's so much spiritual arrogance. So when you activate, everyone thinks they know everything. You're constantly developing. You're forever a student. I always say, a true spiritualist, your mind is like a sponge. You never stop growing. You never stop evolving. You know things from different religions and spiritual outlook. It's like you won't get boxed in, okay? Your brain is always wanting to know more. And that's where this collective's getting stuck. I love you, but you don't know everything. Develop your claircognizance. I hope that's not triggering. No one's meant to know all the answers. I say it all the time. Be proud of not knowing all the answers, because then you can learn from people. People can give their opinions and their outlooks. And once what you thought you might have resonated with, you're like, oh my God, no, actually, I resonate with that more. We're allowed to switch and change our beliefs. But again, spiritual arrogance, people think, oh no, I've said this, I've got to stick to it. It's like, Right, collective, this will make sense. But when you're in dark, you think about yourself too much. Sorry. Envious of people, envious of youth, righteous, and you're rigid. Superior. I'm going to say the word superior. You were chosen for a reason. You're flame. Okay, I just want to get you a couple of these, and I'm going to close this off because I think that's enough. I think, it's the collective from the other day. You need to sort out up here. These were the cards that came out. Literally those three. You will have victory. It's the same, which means this is where I talk about discernment. You watch my last reading for the right collective because the same cards are coming out. But maybe you thought it was something else, or it didn't connect to you the way it was meant to, because it's like I'm redoing this same reading. That's how I feel reading it. So I feel the right collective. You stopped, you listened to that reading. It got you. Like, you felt it. You felt it, and you did try and make adjustments. I think the right collective, you did try and make adjustments. Because I remember the last time I did this, we didn't knuckle into really what the cause was of the inauthenticity, where it really came through this time. Okay? Very specific. That means you're so powerful. I always say, as readers, we go to the collective that needs us the most. When we sit down, it is normally over heartbreak, pain. It's always really painful things. You have come through in this collective twice in a week. You need to see how important you are for this world. They're trying to ground you. They want you to be so successful. What you're going through, so many people in this world are going through. We've got another wave of activation coming. People just, again, going through a spiritual awakening, a psychosis. They need newer people to get advice from, to not feel like they're going crazy. It's like you were the wave behind this collective waves activation. Wouldn't surprise. They properly went through your activation maximum 2 years ago. So you're still a baby vessel, but you've got enough experience to teach the new baby vessels that are coming in. But you don't do it because you're trying to pretend to be this where you're not there just yet. Right, collective, this will make sense. The only way we're going to resolve internally here now is doing this. Okay? Because that's what... Remember I said so many... They want to open the floodgates. They want to open it for you. Okay. Claim your power. Stop it. Claim your power. One more. And then this came out last time, and it will be better than you could ever have imagined. Be proud of your authentic self. Magnetized through gratitude. What you have gone through. There is a collective that needs the advice that it's what you've gone through. You're not experienced, like you're not transmuting and alchemizing it for the people that need it. You're giving messages or doing whatever you're doing with a journey you haven't completed yet, or back to the imposter syndrome. It's like you're trying to teach something you haven't experienced, or you haven't experienced the duration of, like right till the end of it. And then you wonder why it's blocked, because you have something you have experienced, but because of your pride, you don't talk about it because you want to present a little bit more. Actually, I'm not going to say that, present, because I do think you are. I don't think it's just something that's happened a week ago. I do think you have experience, but they keep halting it because this other path is so much more important for this world, right? Is remember, true divines, we are literally meant to help people in this contentment. And the amount of activation that's going on in this world, there's not enough people that talk about it. There's not enough people that can help People understand what they're going through. Anyway. Okay. Let's just get you one of these. I want to get you one of these. Oh. The fox. Oh no, the coyote. The revealer of truth. Stop it. And the fire within. You got a double tiger then. Tiger, because you got the claim. The tigers could be important for you as well. Don't take things too seriously. Make balance. We need balance in your work life and home life. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly and admitting certain setbacks, or the amount of times I've even come online, especially on my TikTok, when, you know, if something else I hear resonates with me more, I will freely say, I used to believe this is my universal truth. But like when I hear things from other people that hit me more and make me change, of course, I'll always meditate on it. I'll always sit on it. I'll ask for my own answers. But I learn from people. I've been doing this since I was 17, and I'm 36, nearly 30, so 37 in January, and I still learn from people. I can never learn enough. But I will always admit when I'm either... I still struggle a little bit to admit when I'm wrong. I'm a little bit stubborn. But if it's something that's important, especially about my beliefs, because that's what I help people with, I will always stand up and be like, actually, I've got a different outlook, or I've got a different... Always. Because that's a spiritual mind. Okay? Look out for the traps and tricks of life that you create for yourself. Okay? And learn from them. Learn from them. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. Yes. Truth. Oh. Well, we know that. The owl again. Your magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. But this is where the issue is, though. That's your own at the moment. I don't need to say watch your whole thing here. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Okay, perseverance. Okay. Oh! My candle nearly fell. Okay, you could have just broken a ring or got rid of a ring. New moon energy, which is, I think, tomorrow or the day after. Cleanse, clear this out. Make a promise to yourself. Love yourself, your true self. But yes, you've got love energy. That's okay. That is literally my new moon charm as well. The other one with the crystals is the... Anyway. IOH, HN, and a love heart. Black and white animals, they could be a sign for you as well. You could be seeing a lot of black and white animals about your internal balance right now. P.S. I got this charm. I've been getting decks from Etsy trickle in, and one of them gave me, they sent this little charm, right? What is that? Is that like a known, this makes sense. It's not just a charm. Why do I feel it's a symbolic thing? Is it? It's got a rose, a heart, and it's got an eye. It's like an eye in the middle of it. There's a reason I'm showing this collective. I've had it for a while. Maybe you've got one of these. Or maybe you actually know what this is called. Can you see it? Yeah. I feel like it's actually got a name to it. I don't feel it's just like some made up charm is what on H at the bottom here. All right, dice. Ooh, 2, duality. And 5, 25 could be important. 18th to the 10th, 11th to the 10th, 10, completion. 2, 2. Oh, that just flipped to 9 and then 8. By itself, you could be a number 8. 13th to the 4th, 7, 7, portal energy. 9th to the 4th, 4th to the 9th. 14th to the 1st, 1, 4, 4, 1, 1, 4, 4, 1. Angel number. All right, my loves. Love yous.